told me that I should relax, take it down a notch, and not to rush things. So I decided to travel from Kyoto to Edo and see the game called Tokaido. Tokaido is a game of spiritual journey where players are gaining points from experience, such as meeting new people, relaxing in hot springs, gazing at the beautiful view of a panorama, making a stop to taste the local food, buying a souvenir, paying a tribute to the local temple, or collecting money. The minimalistic style of the game is almost milky, like the galaxy. So my journey began from a humble tavern somewhere in Kyoto. I had to choose my next stop in order to enrich my experience. I had to choose wisely, because in this game, racing is not a keyword. My fellow travelers may benefit from my haste and somehow are gonna catch up with me, like I'm being anchored or being the tortoise from the fairy tale. I tried to visit a temple and pay my tribute, but it was full by a crowd of one. One of my opponents already paid tribute. Must have been such a tribute that the temple has no more space for more tribute, if that's possible. Maybe I should have stopped for some sightseeing, but the narrow cliffs of Japan are so narrow that only one person at a time may gaze at the beautiful landscape. So I said, visit to a hot spring it is. No, the hot springs are so shallow that only one or two persons at a time may bathe in them. How about stopping at a local souvenir shop and getting a memento of this journey? Not enough money in my pocket and the local bank is too crowded, if two is a crowd. So, with my meager savings, I could have bought a souvenir. Nothing fancy, chopsticks perhaps. Now, as in good old-fashioned arcade games, there is boss at the end of each stage. The boss is a tavern. The boss has already dropped the loot, and we are ready to share. Expensive loot might yield more points at the journey's end. If I don't have enough money, I may settle for a humble meal. We have to repeat this process 3 times. Stop on more narrow-spaced hot springs, enjoy the view of claustrophobic panoramas, pay tribute to the temple network that collects all your generosity when you reach Edo in order to reward you from your benevolence. Stop by the medieval ATM to get some money for the rest of the journey. Each travel has conveniently enough seats for all the players, while through the rest of your journey you feel like you're trying to pass through the most crowded dance floor. No space for me here, no space for me there. If I go further away, I have to wait for the rest of the players, like I have to let karma rebalance the universe. Meeting people might even become hard. I guess another traveler doesn't want to mingle with too many people while in a journey. And hot springs are of course a private matter. And another trophy of relaxation is given at Edo to the most steam-boiled player. The Oscar of huge budget goes to the player who spent the most money on food. Last but not least, the Capitalist Award is for the player who bought the most souvenirs. So, I don't know about others, but I feel relaxed is not the first word that comes into mind after seeing all the things that I did not achieve at the end of the game. My strategy was simple, minimalistic, like the game itself. I was a pilgrim who wanted to take advantage of the temple network of Japan, but my money weren't enough for such a task. And while my opponents gathered everything, I saw no other option than relaxing in the hot springs. But even that wasn't enough. I won, not the game, but the Oscar of Zen. I forgot, it's already in the past. To this day I'd wonder what kind of game it was. A traveling game, a no vacancy game, an eating game, a buying game. I think it was an altogether game.